Good morning, everyone. All right, very good. My name is Dr. Tim Magner, and I'm the president of the Greater Shreveport Chamber, and I am so delighted to welcome you to our Civics Bee. This is the National Civics Bee in Shreveport. It's the first time we've done this, and we're just thrilled to be able to do this. I'd like to take a moment to recognize some special guests with us today. We have Chip Layton with Congressman Mike Johnson's office. We have Quentin Ott with Congressman Cleo Field's office. Stephanie McKenzie with Senator Bill Cassidy's office. John Barr with Senator Kennedy's office. William Sessions with Governor Landry's office. Stephen Jackson with representing District 2. Ronald Cawthron, Caddo Parish Commissioner. And Keith Burton, the Superintendent of Schools for Caddo Parish. Thank you all for joining us here today. Today's about celebrating students who are learning that civic engagement begins with a simple but powerful idea, that each of us has the ability to make a difference in our communities. We're grateful to the many partners, educators, families, and supporters who have helped make today possible, and we're especially thankful to LSUS for welcoming us to their campus as our official host and technology partner. It's now my honor to welcome Chancellor of LSUS, Dr. Robert Smith.
Well, good morning, everyone. Oops, we're going to try this. Good morning. Is that better? So it's my pleasure to welcome you here to LSU in Shreveport for this first National Civics Bee regional competition. As Dr. Magner said, this is the first time Louisiana has participated in the National Civics Bee program, joining a nationwide initiative led by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Foundation to strengthen civic learning and engagement among middle school students. And LSUS is very proud to partner with the Greater Shreveport Chamber to host this competition. And later this summer, we will be hosting the statewide competition for the winners from today. Today's finalists represent 3 schools from Caddo Parish and have already demonstrated exceptional civics knowledge, leadership, and commitment to their communities. The top 3 finalists from today's competition will advance to the Louisiana State Civics Bee, with the state champion ultimately advancing to the national championship in Washington, D.C. The Civics Bee is a nonpartisan civic education initiative created by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. And the competition encourages middle school students to think critically about their communities, identify real-world challenges, and propose thoughtful, solution-driven ideas rooted in civic engagement. Students begin by submitting essays focused on improving their communities, and top submissions advancing to the live competition that we have today. And what a great crowd this is. 20 students, that's fabulous. LSUS is proud to support programs that support civic learning, leadership development, and public discourse. LSU Shreveport, we are your state comprehensive university, and we are pleased to play an important role not only in workforce development, which is something we do every day, but also in preparing informed and engaged citizens. Events like this Civics Bee reflect the type of student leadership and civic responsibility that strengthens our communities and our democracy. I want to congratulate every one of the finalists for all the hard work you've put in already and for your success in getting here. I'd also like to thank the parents, the teachers, the mentors for supporting these students throughout the process. Students, I want to encourage you to continue asking questions, staying involved in your communities. That's a lifelong aspiration. And using your voices to make a difference in our world. So once again, welcome to LSU in Shreveport, and best of luck in today's competition. Thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor Smith, and thank you to the Greater Shreveport. Whoops, I guess that's you. All right, so thank you, Chancellor Smith. I get to say it twice. And at this time, I'd like to invite our MC, Dr. Johnette Magner, to the stage.
Hello, everyone, and thank you to the Greater Shreveport Chamber of Commerce for bringing us all together today. Now, before we begin today's competition, we will start with a presentation of our nation's colors, followed by the national anthem and the Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise for the presentation of the colors by the Barksdale Air Force Base Honor Guard. Please remain standing for the national anthem performed by Lacey Smith from Uri Drive Middle School.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say
Thank you, Lacey, and the Barksdale Air Force Base Honor Guard. Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance led today by United States Air Force veteran Audrey and Paul of Skills Plus Entertainment.
Good morning, everybody. So I like to get a lot of energy from the crowd, so I'm going to start it off, but I need to hear everybody loud and proud, all right? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Thank you, and you may all be seated. All right, let's get going. Welcome to the National Civics Bee here in Shreveport, as I said, hosted by the Greater Shreveport Chamber of Commerce. Was that not a beautiful opening? Let's have a round of applause for our service members and the talented Lacey Smith. My name is Johnette Magner, and I'm excited and honored to serve as your MC for the first National Civics Bee here in Shreveport. Thank you all so very much for coming. We're thrilled to have you cheer on our 20 incredible regional finalists. Shreveport has a bright future, and the students you're about to meet are, in fact, proof of that. There we go. Before we get going, I'd like to introduce these students who've earned their place in today's competition. These middle school finalists were selected from more than 100 essay submissions from across our region for their thoughtful ideas, their strong writing, and their commitment to making a difference in their communities. Each of them began with a simple but powerful question: how can I make a difference? And today we get to see where those ideas have led. As I call your name, please stand and remain standing. Elijah Brown, Aiden Bruce, Charlotte Camp, Annabelle Dixon, Lauren Hammond, Connor Haynes, Bhavik Kandala. Okay, it looks like we've got, Evan Kindred. There we go. And Bhavik Kandala, Jacob Lindenmeyer, Molly Louder, Olivia Lebrano, Carrington Pace, Lillian Porter, Joaquin Quispe Ramirez, Brianna Robinson, Sohani Shaw, Ellen Sturman, Katie Sugar Bruce, Olivia Whitaker, and Caroline Wilson. Let's give our finalists a well-deserved round of applause. Okay, you all may be seated. Now let's walk through how today's competition is going to work. Before we get started, I've been asked to remind finalists that your personal devices, anybody here have a cell phone, a smartwatch? If you do, and your note card. Those things are not allowed on stage at this point. If you haven't already handed yours over, please raise your hand now, and we will be sure to collect it. All right, you all are rule followers. Great. Audience members, we are asking you to please silence your phones. Today's competition will include 3 rounds. In the first 2 rounds, finalists will answer civics-based quiz questions. Each finalist will answer the very same multiple-choice questions within the allotted time. Each question and answer option will be read aloud. The 30-second timer will not start until after I have finished reading the questions and all of the possible answers. Each correct answer will receive a point. Incorrect answers and answers not submitted before the time runs out receive 0 points. Since you will not lose points for incorrect responses, we encourage you to take your best guess and try to answer each question. Please note, too, that once you have selected an answer to a question, that answer is final. You may not return to the answer options to change your response. So when you've answered, you've answered. At the ends of rounds 1 and 2, we will display the leaderboard on the screen, and you will be able to see which finalists are in the lead. The 5 finalists with the highest cumulative scores at the ends of round 2 will in fact advance to round 3. If there is a tiebreaker for 5th place at the end of round 2, I will announce a tiebreaker round of 3 questions. Only the finalists who are tied for 5th place will answer these questions. If you're not tied, you're not in the tiebreaker. At the end of that tiebreaker, I will announce the finalists who will advance on to round 3. Finalists, during the quiz rounds, if you have technical issues or if anything goes wrong at any time, please raise your hand right away so we can send Tim or somebody else over to help you. We know everyone here is going to participate with integrity. Finalists, please keep your eyes on your own tablets. During rounds 1 and 2, you audience members get to play along with the student finalist and perhaps increase your civic knowledge. Audience members, you can enter the URL included in the upper left-hand corner of the screen in your personal device and be sure to select Spectator in the Join settings to play along. You don't want to compete with the kids. That would be embarrassing, right? While we encourage everyone to participate and cheer our students on, this is really important, guys. We ask that audience members do not call out the answers, please. Do not communicate with the contestants during the competition. No hand signals, right? And please do not interrupt the quiz rounds. Today is all about civic engagement, respectful participation, and modeling the very civic values that we are all here today to celebrate. So hold those answers in during the questions, but save up that energy because we fully expect some big applause at the end of each round because these guys will have earned it. All right, everyone ready to get started? Okay, smile. It's going to be fun. All right, finalists, let's begin. Before I read the question, can everyone see question 1 on your iPad? Okay, if anybody not able to see it, please raise your hand so everybody can see it. All right, technology's working. Great. Okay, for question number 1, who represents the District of Columbia in the House of Representatives? A voting representative. B, a non-voting delegate. C, 2 senators. D, no one. And the answer is B, a non-voting delegate. Let's move on to question number 2. Which phrase does the Declaration of Independence use to characterize the pattern of British violations before listing specific grievances? Is it A, long train of abuses and usurpations? B, an unjust litany of violations? C, a gauntlet of unholy abuses of power? Or D, a series of affronts to our manly honor? And the answer is A, a long train of abuses and usurpations. All right, moving on to question number 3. The 10th Amendment reserves powers not delegated to the federal government to the states. Which of the following would most likely be a state power under this amendment? A, regulating trade and commerce between different states. B, creating a national currency and regulating its value. C, declaring war on foreign nations that threaten national security. Or D, establishing requirements for marriage licenses within the state. And the answer is establishing requirements for marriage licenses within the state. Moving on to question number 4. Puerto Rico officially calls itself a Commonwealth, but this term has no special legal meaning under the U.S. Constitution. What does the use of this title reveal about Puerto Rico's political relationship with the federal government? A, the title reflects local preference, but does not change Puerto Rico's constitutional status as a territory. B, the Commonwealth title grants Puerto Rico complete independence from all federal authority. C, using Commonwealth automatically provides more rights than territories without the title. Or D, the Constitution defines Commonwealth as having powers identical to states in all matters. And the answer is A. The title reflects local preference but does not change Puerto Rico's constitutional status as a territory. Moving on now to question number 5. What was one of the main reasons the framers of the Constitution created a system of federalism? A, to provide a uniform system of laws that could be easily enforced nationwide. B, to simplify the governance structure by eliminating state governments. C, to allow states to maintain significant autonomy while still being part of a larger union. D, to ensure that all power was concentrated in the federal government. And the answer is C, to allow states to maintain significant autonomy while still being part of a larger union. Moving on now to question 6. Sandra Day O'Connor was appointed to the Supreme Court by President Ronald Reagan in 1981, becoming the first woman justice after nearly 200 years of only male justices. What was the historical significance of breaking this barrier at the nation's highest court? A, it showed women could reach the highest judicial positions in America. B, it led to immediate requirements for gender balance on all courts. C, it resulted in women being elected to the Senate for the first time. Or D, it established new laws requiring equal pay for female attorneys. And the answer is A. It showed women could reach the highest judicial positions in America. Moving on now to question number 7. Why did President Andrew Johnson's 1865 Reconstruction Plan cause conflict with Northern members of Congress? A. He refused to grant pardons to any former Confederate leaders. B. He allowed Southern states to elect representatives while Congress was out of session. C. He ordered the Union military to occupy the South for 20 years. Or D. He required Southern states to pay the full financial cost of the war. And the answer is B. He allowed Southern states to elect representatives while Congress was out of session. Moving on now to question number 8. What was a primary goal of the Social Security Act of 1935? A. To establish a national bank. B. To regulate international trade agreements. C. To create a national healthcare system. Or D, to provide financial assistance to the elderly and unemployed. And the answer is D, to provide financial assistance to the elderly and unemployed. Okay, just 2 more questions now. Number 9, how did President Reagan's foreign policy help bring about the end of the Cold War? A, he increased U.S. defense spending, putting economic pressure on the Soviet Union. B, he signed the Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty. C, he created new alliances with countries in Eastern Europe. Or D, he directly supported economic reforms in the Soviet Union. And the answer is A. He increased U.S. defense spending, putting economic pressure on the Soviet Union. Moving on now to question 10. In Federalist number 39, James Madison describes the essential features of a Republican government. Which statement best reflects his explanation? A. A republic must be controlled by a single dominant group to prevent instability. B, a republic requires citizens to make all decisions directly without elected representation, or representatives, C, a republic is too unstable to function without an authoritarian executive. Or D, a republic draws its authority from the people and divides power between national and state governments. And the answer is D. A republic draws its authority from the people and divides power between national and state governments. And that is the end of round one. Finalists, congratulations on a great first round. All right, before we take a look at the leaderboard, let's have a little bit of fun with a round break question. There are no right or wrong answers here, so parents, you will not be embarrassed, okay? How do you plan to celebrate America's 250th birthday this year? A, volunteer in my community. B, visit a historic site or museum or landmark. Attend a 250th community celebration. Attend a local town hall or community meeting. Explore stories about America's history. Share content about America's 250th. Please submit your responses. And let's take a look. There you go. All right, look forward to seeing you all at some of these things. Thank you. All right, thank you for submitting your responses to our round break question. Let's take a look, y'all ready? At the leaderboard after round one. All right, the leaderboard on the screen shows the top 10 scores as of the first round. All finalists, though, are moving on to round two. So we have one more round of questions to go. Are you guys ready? Yeah. Okay. Finalists, let's begin. All right. Can everyone see question 11? No problems. Again, if you have an issue with your technology, please immediately raise your hand so that I can send my husband over to help you, okay? All right. Number 11. What does due process of law guarantee in the United States? A, the right to vote in all elections. B, how Congress makes new laws. C, the ability to protest against government decisions. Or D, the right to a fair and legal judicial process before being deprived of life, liberty, or property. And the answer is D, the right to a fair and legal judicial process before being deprived of life, liberty, or property. Let's move on now to question 12. Under the Constitution, the President can reject a law passed by Congress, but Congress can override this rejection with a 2/3 vote. What is the main goal of the system described? A, to make the legislative process simpler and quicker. B, to ensure that the president has ultimate authority. C, to allow each branch to limit the power of the others. Or D, to give more to the states than to the federal government. And the answer is C, to allow each branch to limit the power of the others. Moving on now to question number 13. What was a significant feature of the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1952, also known as the McCarran-Walter Act? A, it completely abolished all immigration quotas based on origin. B, it ended the national origins quota system. C, it consolidated existing immigration laws, but it kept the quota system. D, it granted automatic citizenship to those born in U.S. territories. And the answer is C. It consolidated existing immigration laws, but kept the quota system. Now, question 14. What power was President Truman using when he signed Executive Order 9981 to desegregate the military? A, the power of chief diplomat. B, the power of commander-in-chief. C, the power of head of state. Or D, the power of chief legislator. And the answer is B, the power of commander-in-chief. Question 15. What case decision was reversed by the decision in Gideon versus Wainwright, 1963? A, Schneck versus U.S., 1919. B, Betts versus Brady, 1942. 3, Engel versus Vitale, 1962. Or C, New Jersey versus TLO, 1985. And the answer is B, Betts versus Brady, 1942. Moving on now to question 16. The House asked a federal agency for emails to check how public money was used. The agency refuses. A judge must decide whether to enforce the subpoena. What should the judge look for? A real lawmaking reason and limits to protect private information. B, party approval and good poll numbers for the request. C, permission from state and city officials before any release. Or D, full access to all emails with no limits at all. And the answer is A real lawmaking reason and limits to protect private information. Question number 17. In the Gettysburg Address, Abraham Lincoln stated, quote, 407 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. What core American ideal was Lincoln emphasizing in this opening statement? A, the importance of state rights. B, the belief that all people have equal worth and rights. C, the need for a strong military defense. Or D, the idea of a single powerful leader. And the answer is B, the belief that all people have equal worth and rights. Question 18. In the Oath of Allegiance, what is meant by, quote, supporting and defending the Constitution? A, offering verbal support to the Constitution's principles. B, taking legal action to challenge unconstitutional laws. C, defending the Constitution against foreign or domestic threats. D, only following the Constitution's principles when convenient. And the answer is C, defending the Constitution against foreign and domestic threats. Question number 19. Secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Where is this language found in the U.S. Constitution? A, Article 1. B, Preamble. C, Article 4, Section 4. Or D, the 14th Amendment. And the answer is Preamble, B. Moving on now to our last question in round 2. The Constitution says the Vice President presides over the Senate, but the Vice President is often busy with other duties. The Senate elects a President pro tem to lead Senate sessions when the Vice President is absent. How is the President pro tem typically chosen? A, the senator from the majority party who has served the longest continuous time. B, the senator who receives the most votes in a special election each year. C, the youngest senator from the majority party to represent new perspectives. Or D, the senator who was most recently elected to represent current voter preferences. And the answer is A, the senator from the majority party who has served the longest continuous time. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of round 2. Let's give these competitors a huge round of applause for the hard work and the focus they have shown today. And to our audience members, families, and supporters, thank you for cheering them on and playing along with us throughout the competition. Anybody out there glad they weren't competing? All right. Before we take a look at the leaderboard, let's have a little fun with another round break question. Here we go. Which of these would you be most likely to do to improve your school or community? Volunteer in my community. Visit a historic site, museum, or landmark. Okay, you know what? I have different things, so I'm going to read the screen instead. Join or start a club that works on a cause I care about. Write a letter to a leader. You can get their addresses from the guys in the back. Volunteer at or help organize a local event. Create a petition or social media campaign about an issue. And let's look at the responses. All right. No one is writing a letter. You know, we don't really write letters anymore. We should have said, send an email, right? Okay. Thank you all for your responses. And are we ready to look at the results of round 1 and round 2? All right. And let's show the results. All right, so congratulations to these students. So we indeed have a tie for 4th and 5th place. All right, so we got 3 students up there with a 15, but only 2 will be advancing to the final round. Okay. All right. The finalist advancing to the tiebreaker round includes Connor, Bhavik, and Sohani. Other finalists, you will not answer these questions. Remember again, only the tied individuals answer them. Now, let's read and go to our tiebreaker question. Aristotle argues in Politics that humans are political animals who naturally form communities. How does this view differ from the idea that people create governments by making agreements with each other for protection? A, both Aristotle and the agreement view say government is created by people's choice. B, Aristotle says government is created by choice. The agreement view says it is natural. C, both views say that humans naturally try to avoid living in political communities. D, Aristotle says politics is natural. The agreement view says it is created by the people. And the answer is D. Aristotle says politics is natural. The agreement view says it is created by people. Moving on now to tiebreaker question number 2. Which system established by the Land Ordinance of 1785 continues to serve as the basis for legal land descriptions and property boundaries in the United States today? A, the Geological Survey. B, Department of the Interior. C, Public Land Survey System. D, Bureau of Indian Affairs. And the answer is C, Public Land Survey System. Now to our final tiebreaker question. Which principle did President Dwight D. Eisenhower demonstrate in 1957 when he sent federal troops to Little Rock, Arkansas to enforce school desegregation? A, states may ignore federal court orders when a governor disagrees with them. B, the federal government may enforce federal court rulings to uphold the rule of law. C, the president may cancel Supreme Court decisions through executive orders. D, local districts may delay compliance with federal court orders during unrest. And the answer is B. The federal government may enforce federal court rulings to uphold the rule of law. All quiz questions are completed. Another round of applause, please, for our finalists here in this competition. Now, we'll take a look again at our leaderboard. All right, so the way this works, and I'm going to let Tim explain this to you, is yes, we still have 3 at 15, but there is a way that we decide who advances.
So the way this works is that it's the cumulative speed in answering applies to when we have a tie like this. So based on this, Connor and Bhavik will advance to the final round.
Okay. Go back and forth. All right, as I call your name, please stand, and congratulations to you. Number 1, A, is Evan Kindred. Number 2, Charlotte Camp. Number 3, Olivia Whitaker. Yes, please remain standing. Connor Haynes. And Bhavik Kandala. Our leaderboard now reflects the cumulative scores, and we are proud to recognize those who will be advancing to round 3. All right. Congratulations. You may be seated. And congratulations to all of the students on stage with us today. We are so proud of each one of you. Now, before we move on to round 3, I'd like to invite representatives from Christus Health and Anika Federal Credit Union to join us on stage.
Thank you, Tim. At Christus Health, we believe strong communities start with strong education, and that begins with teachers like you. Your commitment to your students and to opportunities like this makes a lasting impact far beyond the classroom. As a small token of our appreciation, and on behalf of the Greater Shreveport Chamber, we are honored to present each of you with a gift today. Thank you for the role you play in shaping the future of our region.
Sorry, is Emily still in the house? Emily, would you come to the stage, please?
Yes, this is the first year Louisiana has participated in the National Civics Bee, and we're so grateful for teachers who brought this opportunity into their classrooms and inspired their students to engage in civics in a meaningful way. Emily Felty with Southfield School. To help us recognize these outstanding educators, I'd like to invite Aaliyah Wright to share a few words.
She just did.
Oh, she just did. Okay.
Repeat it, just for Emily.
All right.
Before we turn to the competition, there's one more person that we'd like to recognize today. When we first began talking about bringing the National Civics Bee to our region, we knew it would take teachers who were willing to encourage students to take on something extra, something beyond their already full schedules. And while many people helped us support today's event, there was one person who truly believed in the importance of this program and who worked tirelessly to connect with schools, encourage teachers, support students, and help families see the value that this experience could become. She understood that it wasn't just another assignment or competition. It was an opportunity for students to find their voice and realize they could make a difference in their community. Because of her encouragement and commitment, more than 100 students submitted essays answering the one powerful question: how can I make a difference? And because of her belief in this program, we are all here together today. So at this time, I'd like to invite Erica McCain from Anika Federal Credit Union to help us recognize someone very special. Karen Swallow, will you please join us on stage?
Karen, thank you for the heart and encouragement and dedication you poured into this program from the very beginning. Your support of students, teachers, and families helped turn an idea into an opportunity that made a real impact across our community. On behalf of Anika Federal Credit Union and the Greater Shreveport Chamber, it is our honor to recognize and thank you today. Please accept this gift as a small token of our appreciation.
Thank you again to all of our partners, educators, families, and supporters who helped make this day so special. And round 3 finalists. At this time, I would like you to ask you to join Karen as you head to the green room to prepare for the final round of the competition. You'll receive your note cards there and have a few moments to rest, and we'll see you back here shortly. All right. So if I could have the 5 finalists please stand.
And while those 5 students prepare for round 3, we want to take a moment to recognize the incredible achievement of the remaining finalists who are here with us today.
Each of you earned your place through hard work, thoughtful ideas, and a commitment to making a difference in your community, and that's something worth celebrating. To help us recognize these outstanding students, I'd like to invite Michelle Cavanaugh from Expand Energy and our chairman of the board, Scott Ward, to assist us in presenting a gift bag and a certificate to each finalist.
Thank you, Tim. At Expand Energy, the largest natural gas company in the United States, we know that the real change starts with people who bring energy, ideas, and determination to their communities. Today, we're very proud to recognize each of you for doing exactly that. Congratulations.
As your name is called, please come forward to receive your certificate and gift bag. After receiving your gift, you're welcome to exit the stage and join your families and the audience and enjoy the final round with us.
Elijah Brown. Aiden Bruce. Annabelle Dixon. Lauren Hammond. Jacob Lindenmeyer. Molly Louder. Olivia Labrano. Carrington Pace. Lillian Porter. Joaquin Quispe Ramirez. Brianna Robinson. Sohani Shah. Ellen Sturman. Katie Sugar Bruce. And Caroline Wilson. While we reset the stage, let me give you a quick preview of exactly what is ahead in round 3. Our finalists will each step forward to share a brief summary of the essay they prepared, where they identified a real issue in their community, outlined steps for change, and explored how to build support to bring their ideas to life. They will also connect those ideas to civic values that shape our country. From there, they will engage directly with our judges in a live Q&A, and those final scores will be combined with earlier rounds to determine our top 3 winners. The final round gives our finalists the opportunity to share their ideas, respond to questions, and engage directly with our judges. Yes. Okay, that was my... Jennifer. Oh, sure.
Test 1, 2. I mean, I'm about the size of these kids.
Right here.
Right?
Okay. We ready? Or does Carol still need to do something? Just let her finish with that. Yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our finalists back to the stage. Before we begin, I'd like to introduce our distinguished panel of judges, each bringing a unique perspective from across our business, education, civic, and academic communities. Judges, please join us on stage as we read your name. William Bradford, attorney with Blanchard, Walker, O'Quinn, and Roberts, and chair-elect of the Greater Shreveport Chamber Board of Directors. Erica Bryant, Parish Administrator and CEO for the Parish of Caddo. Vernie Howard, Director of Community Development for the City of Shreveport. Kevin Birkin, a farmer and business owner and Vice President of the Louisiana State Board of Elementary and Secondary Education, known as the Bessie Board. And Dr. Alexander Mikabaritsi, Boyd Professor of History and the Ruth Herring Knoll Endowed Chair right here at LSUS. Thank you all so much for supporting these students and their ideas today. You'll hear from our judges during each finalist Q&A where they'll bring their unique perspectives to the conversation. As we begin round 3, our finalists have prepared their note cards and they are ready to present their ideas. In this round, each finalist will come forward one at a time to share a brief 3-sentence summary of their essay. They will then engage directly with our judges in a live Q&A lasting up to 3 minutes. I will call the finalists in the order they placed at the end of round 2, beginning with 5th place, followed by 4th, and so on. Our judges will evaluate finalists based on how well they show an understanding of civic principles, answer questions clearly and effectively, use specific examples, evidence, and primary sources to support their ideas. At the conclusion of round 3, judges will combine these scores with the results of rounds 1 and 2 to determine each finalist's cumulative score. And if a tiebreaker is needed, judges will rank the tied finalist in order to determine their placement. The 3 finalists with the highest cumulative scores will be named our first, second, and third place winners. And today, all finalists will receive certificates and gift bags, while our top 3 winners will also receive trophies and cash award. Finalists, judges, are we ready?
Mostly, yes.
Okay, our finalists placing 5th after round 2 is Bhavik Kandala.
In Shreveport, In Shreveport, many families lack reliable devices, internet access, or basic digital skills, which limit their ability to do many different things. My project, called the Digital Divide, creates a community-based digital support network that redistributes unused digital devices and offers simple tech training, and connects residents to essential online tools. By expanding digital access, my project strengthens the founding principle of equality, and as stated in the Declaration of Independence, that all men are created equal, and promotes civic virtues such as respect, responsibility, and natural rights.
Thank you, Vivek. How would you secure funding to move your idea forward?
I always use different congressmen, such as Mike Johnson, or email different mayors or people who hold office positions. And there's a program in my school called NJHS, which stands for National Junior Honor Society. And you can just email them or talk to them, and they fund or supply different projects such as this.
Thank you.
All right. How does access to technology affect the students' ability to participate in democracy?
So there's things called online elections, and they can research different topics about civics and American history, which allows them to expand their mind and being more open to our American culture.
How can local businesses help you? I know you talked about this being kind of student-led. How could local businesses really help you to bridge that digital divide?
So different businesses like online businesses or businesses that have technology, they have unused devices that often go in storage, and if you could just reach out, which our students will, they will reach out to those businesses and just ask if there are any unused devices, and that could really help the project.
What do you think will be the biggest challenge that your project might face?
The biggest challenge that our project might face is probably funding, because there are many different ideas like mine, but only a few of them ever come out on top because of funding. And I will provide solutions to that by outreaching to many different people, and programs in my school will also help with that.
Given your idea, and if that comes to fruition, what would be your first 3 orders of business?
My first 3 orders of business is, first of all, getting students to actually come to the local community center, and then I would make sure that different groups in my school, such as student council, which I am part of, also helps as part of being a student-led team. And then next is getting more devices to expand the business.
What role do you believe local governments could play in reducing information inequality?
So local governments could help with this by passing different laws that require equality in the devices, and because some schools, they don't even have a single Chromebook, but
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Bhavik Kondala. And our second finalist, placing 4th after round 2, is Connor Haynes.
In Louisiana, many communities are stricken by a lack of lighting, which allows criminals like thieves and sometimes even people who intend to hurt them to get into their homes and infringe upon their rights, like property and life. My goal is to stop this from happening by installing more lights around Shreveport and across Louisiana in general to stop people like that from hurting other people. I intend to do this through, raising my own funding through schools and other people like that.
Thank you, Connor. Why do you believe that street lighting is considered an important public safety issue?
Many other studies, I have independent studies saying that a 21% decrease in crime throughout well-lit areas has been shown across the UK and the United States. So I believe it would greatly increase the safety of our neighborhoods.
And what are just share with us one way that the funding, you could get funding to support this project?
I'm a member of the National Junior Honor Society, so I could use people at my school, like my principal or my headmasters, to help me raise fundraisers at the school.
How would you decide which neighborhoods you would go to first?
So I would choose oftentimes more poverty-stricken neighborhoods, have less lighting, so I would choose to go to those places first and just improve the amount of lighting there.
What is the role of local government in all of this? How would you go advise?
You can never rule out funding from your local government. Even after they've denied you, you can always apply again with better reasoning and more studies done. I think they would really help me raise funding and help us get proper street light throughout those neighborhoods.
What founding principle or civic virtue does this solution address?
Like responsibility and integrity, I feel like, are the civic virtues. And
if we have time, I have a follow-up. How do you protect the privacy of citizens in the community where you're adding lights?
These lights aren't going to be pointing directly into their home, but more onto the streets, and just keeping I didn't mention this, but streets are safer when there's better lighting, because if you can't see at night, you could get into a car crash, or maybe somebody doesn't see you on the side of the road.
What do you see as some of the challenges to adding additional lighting?
Street lighting is expensive, so obviously funding is always an issue. But even without that, they could be broken, or they're not properly installed, so they don't work half the time, which I feel like is a very large problem.
Same question as before. What 3 things would you do to get her going?
Obviously, I could always have maintenance crews. Maybe myself, I go out there, check if they're working. Ask the city to help me keep them working throughout, like, fundraisers again, so.
Have you considered citizen participation, maybe taxpayers funding some of the projects? And if that's the case, why do you think they should?
If they're safer, I'll assume they'll want to fund things more, because if they're safer, it keeps them from getting hurt, so they're able to spend the money that they have.
Thank you, Connor.
All right, thank you, Connor Haynes. Our third finalist, placing third after round 2, is Olivia Whitaker.
Economic development is extremely important to sustaining the community in the Shreveport-Bossier area. Mall St. Vincent is paramount to the economy and needs to be improved and revitalized. Ultimately, the improvement of the mall will help the community and could actually improve the overall mental health in the community.
Thank you, Olivia. What do you foresee as one of the biggest challenges to bringing businesses back to Mall St. Vincent?
Probably the safety in the area isn't the greatest, and it's hard to get people to want to come because of safety, and also the cost of small businesses coming in and people not really going to the mall anymore doesn't allow for lots of business.
Can you elaborate a little bit more on how your project connects to specific principles, founding principles of civic virtues?
I guess it would connect to responsibility, because it's the people's responsibility to want to have community and want to have places where they can gather and whatnot and socialize.
What is the biggest problem with getting someone back? And obviously, the mall is not at capacity. What is the biggest issue with having them in there in the first place?
I guess there's problems with just the way the mall looks. It's not very, it doesn't look like people would want to go there. It doesn't seem like a place where people would want to have community there and socialize, so that should be improved.
How could you get the community involved in getting it back up to snuff?
Showing people that if it was brought back, I guess, improved, that it would really help businesses around here and people. That could be a motive for people to help.
Would you include your local government in that process? And if so, who would you like to include in that process?
I guess people in government that could help get funding to bring businesses back, making it safer by adding like more cameras, police, whatever would make it safer would help.
How does the popularity of online shopping impact the likelihood of reviving the mall?
Actually, in my paper, I mentioned that instead of bringing actual shopping, like big places like Target, Walmart, anything like that into the malls isn't really a good idea, and instead we should bring activities, things for people to do like movie theater, arcade, places like that, something that they can't access through their devices.
And last question, by improving the mall, what impact do you think it would have on our economy, our local economy?
I think it would improve it, I suppose.
Thank
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you to Olivia Whitaker. And next we have Charlotte Camp.
Twenty percent of 9 to 17-year-olds are estimated to have a addictive or mental disorder. 20% of the previous statistics are actually diagnosed and treated. To fix this, I propose a series of programs like confidential therapy and awareness clubs for schools.
Thank you, Charlotte. What role should school play in this mental health issues versus the parents?
Well, not everyone has equal ability to go to therapists, and not all the time are your friends completely able to help you through your problems. And sadly, sometimes parents aren't able to give kids help they need. So by letting the kids go to it at school, they can perhaps get more exposure or have more ability to go to these clubs and get the help they need.
And Charlotte, what do you think is one of the primary contributors to teen depression?
Well, maturing can be a hard time. Adolescence is difficult. There are a lot of problems, and social situations are not always easy whenever you're going through that time. You're figuring out who you are, and sometimes home situations aren't always the best. So it is our job as community members to try to help each other through this.
And what founding principle or civic virtue does your solution address?
It addresses natural rights, responsibility, and respect. Everyone has a natural right to, as the Declaration of Independence says, to the pursuit of happiness, and we must do our best out of responsibility and respect to help them do this.
Why do you believe teen mental health is an important issue for schools and communities to address?
Well, I feel like it's an important issue because these are our friends, our loved ones who are having these problems, and we need to make sure they feel seen, they feel understood, and so we have to find some solution to help with this problem.
Who might oppose your idea?
People might say that there might be better ways to do this. They might say parents should be choosing who their kids are going to get their problems, to make sure they're heard. Parents might feel like this might not be the best use of their taxpayer dollars or maybe donations to try to fix this issue when they could talk to the kids themselves. But sometimes kids need to feel like there is someone they could talk to who they won't have repercussions if they say something that they feel will be problematic for them at home.
Should parents be notified if their children are seeing someone at school?
I feel like that might be kind of variable. Some kids might have difficult home situations, as I've said many times before, and it might be best if the parents did not know. But if it's something the kid is could tell the parents easily and is just nervous about it, it could be useful to tell the parents to have them talk to the kid as well. So it depends.
Thank you very much, Charlotte.
Thank you, Charlotte.
Thank you, Charlotte Camp. And our final finalist is Evan Kendred.